I like Otis even more now. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my review of the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 88, and I gotta be honest with you guys, this episode was a lot more than what I bargained for going into it. I really did enjoy this episode. The suspense was hype, and that finale with Luke and Tiger, it just put icing on the cake in my opinion. But we'll talk about all this soon enough, so at risk of further rambling, let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode begins with Luke kind of recapping how things have been. We see that everybody has regained their memories just about due to the Monster Reborn ritual. And now that everybody's regained their memories, we have seen the Goha siblings kind of dig more into the SEVENS spell book or the SEVENS legend book, and we get the backstory of it from Yuo, and he just goes on and he tells us this story about how these 7 people rose up, or these 6 people rose up by the time it's all over, and they end up facing the Chaos Lord who resides on the moon, and basically the battle between them destroyed the moon, and it basically they go on to the whole SEVENS legend, the whole SEVENS archetype. But during all this, they get interrupted. They get interrupted by a transmission from Goha Yuga, who is actually strapped down to a table. He's confused on what's going on. Something bad is going to happen to him, he thinks, and he's just asking for help. And we see Otis appear in the background. And he's basically... Otis turns out to be the big bad guy here. His plan was to destroy duels all along. It wasn't to give them back to the people and to bring joy to children. It was to destroy duels, we find out. And it's funny because Goha Yuga's like, well, wait a minute, you lost your memories. And Otis is like, well, then my acting paid off. He's like, how could somebody be affected by a card that they made? We found out that Otis made Monster Reborn basically for cowards that didn't want to duel. And he calls Goha Yuga a coward for not wanting to duel, and this just infuriates him as he's tied down. And so the realization is kicked in that right now everybody has been a pawn in Otis's evil scheme to destroy duels once and for all. And by the end of the day, after failing to be able to reset the system, to shut everything down, and to stop Otis, we see it all comes down to Yuga. However, Tiger appears and reminds Yuga that he's just an elementary school student that was just a pawn in Otis's game to destroy duels, and that's all you are. And when Tiger says this, it infuriates Rook. He's basically like, you can say whatever you want about me, don't talk that way about Yuga. And so Tiger is basically challenging Rook to a duel here, because she's trying to call him out. Rook doesn't like it. Rook's stepping up to challenge his big sister, something he's never done before, to defend his buddy, and that's where the duel begins and the episode leaves off. So yeah, that is essentially the episode. Like I said, I did not see any of this coming. Otis is the big bad guy, and now I love his character even more. He's my favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, now even more so. That being said, though, everybody, this episode was just a big WTF, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this episode. Overall, I give it an 8 out of 10. Really nothing bad I can say about it, except that the episode was not long enough, in my opinion. But I guess we'll just have to wait for next week to get the rest of it. But anyway, those were just my thoughts, and as always, I want to hear yours. So, in the comment section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.